Thank you for joining us. This is Discipleship Cruise. Please let us pray before we proceed. Lord, we thank you for this cruise. As your people tune in, as your people sit at your feet, as your people come with expectations of the Holy Spirit bring a revelation of Christ to them. And may their will over their heart be cut off so that they will enter into and behold the Lord. Lord, please, as they behold you, they will all change to become like him. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you so much for joining us. Please keep praying for this program. Keep praying for us. We're praying for you. Our objective is that all of us will make it. All of us will arrive at destination. All of us will fulfill the purpose for which we are born and born again. Now, I will go on. I'll take a few more slots on the matter of relationship. And today I want to talk about the core relationship. The other time we were talking about the family. There are all kinds of families. There are extended families, there are core families, there are all kinds of families, there are all kinds of communities. And they are all God's provision for you to be able to make it. And I am praying that as we go on talking, that understanding will come. And then we will maximize the reason for which God put you in a certain situation and family. Why God set you, the one that set you inside it. Set means he set you there. He fixed you there. You are fixed there. Don't try to run away. Jesus didn't leave his family, his core family, for the first 30 years of his life. He was being provoked. His junior brothers were insulting him. They were asking who is his father. It was not easy for him because they didn't believe in him. They were castigating him, even though later on they believed, but it was not going to be simple for him. But he didn't pack out, he didn't run away from them because he understood that God was doing something with that family. I want to beg you again, don't misbehave because somebody is provoking you. Some of you are not even eaten anywhere, you're just 18, you are familyless. You have abandoned where God set you. You didn't choose your parents. So if God set you there, that is where he set you. In every situation where God has put men over you, God set you in that situation for a purpose. If understanding comes to discover that there's something you are set there to do. I can't forget the principal that was over me in the secondary school. I can never forget him. He was a very strict man. But I can't forget those days when I was under him. I would have been able to learn many things if I didn't go to school there and it was my principal. I can't forget my school teachers. I can't forget several people that God brought me into relationship with them. I couldn't forget it. And all these relationships, they can be in phases and they give way. But there's one relationship that is permanent. For me, it is basic, and for me, it is core. These are my own words, but for me, it is the beginning of all other relationships. And if anything happens there, it brings a very big problem on everything. One of the reasons for society today is decaying is because the fabric of society, which is the core family, is becoming abandoned. There's no more love. There's no more parental love. There's no more filial love. There's no more honor and respect for the family. And so nobody is saying to you, you can't go there, you can't do this. And there's one kind of liberty and freedom that is actually the devil. There's no more obedience of children to parents. In Western worlds, if your father beats you, you have the freedom to call 911, and that the parents is involved. Now, I don't know where society is going, but that is not my big concern. I am concerned with the family of God. When God says this is what to do, we are trying to do what God said is not to be done. But let me share with you briefly on that. I know we can't be exhaustive. We can't run away from this. Once we have talked about your personal life, next is your family. I'll be dealing with that in a couple of moments, and I will take some few time. And once I finish with that, then I'll be praying with you. I'm begging God. I want to see you. I want to know you. I want to see that what we are doing is effective in your life. God may not have planted you in the same family with you, even though we are in a family together because we are brethren. But I may not see you in that family, but I want to see you face to face. I can know whether there's an effect of what the Word of God is doing in your life. Through my very great joy, when I see you being transformed, when I see that you are making your calling and election sure, that you are beginning to be away from sin and you are beginning to gravitate more and more towards the divine nature. That the things that used to push you down before, they're no longer able to push you down. Because he that is in you is better than he that is in the world. That you are becoming a person of understanding and wisdom. Oh, it will become my great joy. But let me get you to the book of Malachi. I will read from verse 13, just for brevity. God is dealing with a lot of things. And after Malachi, there's no other prophet of 400 years until John the Baptist. That was a very great loss. But thank God that Jesus has come and the Bible has come. And therefore, everything has been made bare. And the Bible says, and this have you done again. This is God speaking. And he's speaking to the priests in Judah and Jerusalem. This have you done again. You have done something before. You have done this again. I hope God is not having controversy upon controversy with you. Covering the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping, and with crying out. This so much that he regarded not the offering anymore, but received it with goodwill at your hand. Many of us think that sacrifice is very, very, very important to God. And that we can bribe God. And once you give him a very fat offering, you can go and do whatever you like. You have made a mistake. God is not interested in the offering of a man who doesn't want to obey him. Obedience is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fattenings of rams. Now, this have you done again. You are covering my altar with tears and weeping. So these are men of the altar, men who bring sacrifice to the altar. Like every father is a priest in his house. Like in every community, especially a Christian community, there's some people that are particularly important and key people there. So all of us must do that community work. But God is saying to them, you have covered my altar with tears. I don't regard your offering. What you are bringing to me, I detest it. I will not receive it at all. You know, if you think that God is receiving what you are bringing to him, you are making a mistake. Not every offering that God receives. I won't deal with that now. But it is not every offering. So some of you have wasted your money, wasted your time, wasted everything. Because you thought that it was mechanical. You can just give God anything and God takes. No. And especially those of us who want to offer God the offering of prayer, incense of prayer. Let me inform you. These men were covering the altar with tears. And God is saying, I don't want to see your tears. Some of us think we are praying. Some of us think that we are really praying. But we shake our head, we cry, we shed tears. We are too expressive. No, brother. That thing will not be touching God. When your relationship with your fellow man are spoiled, the only thing to do, if God is going to hear your prayer, is to repair it. Don't waste your time. Jesus Christ taught that when you are going to the altar to offer your gift, and on the way, remember that there's somebody you have a problem with. Say, go back first and go and beg that person and go and make up with that person before you bring your gift. Mercy is preferred before sacrifice in God's presence. Relationship is the matter. And relationship can stop prayer, especially the marital relationship. You can come, instead of the altar fire to burn more, you can quench it with fire that comes from crocodile tears. I hope you are understanding what I'm saying, because this is the word of God. Sister, brothers, if you have an ought with your husband or your wife, there is no need to be praying. Your prayer is useless. And so also I got to a place where now we think. See, the way we have begin to think about prayer. We are beginning to think that prayer is something you can just say it and God is bound to as long as you bring your tithe and offering. You are making a great mistake. The relationship, especially the marital relationship. You see, every relationship may not be too important because you're a gentleman and you don't want to be seen as a foolish man. So if somebody annoys you outside, you say it's all right, God bless you. But it's at home that your real heart. And I hear you say, no. They insulted me outside, I agree, but you can't insult me here again. But the Bible said, why do you cover the altar with tears? And God is not hearing and doesn't receive the goodwill, don't receive the offering with goodwill. Now look at verse 14. He said, yet you say, why? He said, because the Lord has been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion and the wife of thy covenant. Now, these are loaded. Yet you say, sometimes I say, well, why didn't God answer my question? Why am I praying and there's no answer? What is wrong? They say God is faithful, God is merciful. But for 2 years now, I've been praying for this. Why is our other people getting resolved? Why am I not getting resolved? Maybe that is what you are saying today, even if you are saying it in your heart. But let me inform you. The simple truth, and nothing but the truth, is that there are several reasons why God does not answer prayer. There are several hindrances to prayer. One of it is pride, arrogance, thinking that you are better than others. But the major cause is disharmony between brethren, and especially between a believing husband and wife. You say you must dwell with your wives according to knowledge, so that you will treat them as co-heirs with you, lest your prayer be hindered. One of the greatest hindrances to prayer is marital disharmony, when relationship between husband and wife, because that is the core. That is what is back of every other relationship, and it must be very, very well built. It must grow so that the incidences of quarreling, fighting gets less and less and less until it becomes zero, and there's a sweet relationship. And I wish I can deal with this relationship, because if we get it right, it is going to help every other relationship around. And so the Bible says, let you say, why? Wherefore? It says, because the Lord has been witness between you and the wife of your youth, and against her you have dealt treacherously. Hallelujah. Are we following me? Small? The Lord is witness. There are many times couples have come before me, and we have spent 4 hours, 5 hours, and sometimes I get literally confused. This man is saying, look at this, what this woman did for me. Look at what this woman did to me. This man is saying, you're a liar. Look at what I did. Look at what you did. And they are all on the opposite sides. And I'm saying, but who is telling lie now? Who is telling lie? How can I judge? This man say this is it. This man say it's opposite. And we spend hours trying to counsel, trying to pray, but yet. And they still go back. And some of them have become professional prayer warriors, thinking that they can pray in that state. Fellowship from your heart. But God is not confused. He said, I've been witness. So whatever you did in your bedroom with your wife, God said, I was there. I don't need to call that farm to be my witness. I don't need to call a witness. You don't need to call a witness before God. God saw it all. God doesn't only see your actions. He saw your motive for what that action. So God knows everything through and He said, I am witness. So a man that does not understand this does not fear God and cannot maintain a good relationship. A man that does not know that God is always there and that therefore God sees everything, that you can confuse men, but you can't confuse God. When you don't recognize this in relationship, then Joseph was being lured by the wife of his master, Potiphar, to sleep with him. And this woman was begging Joseph. Joseph was very built, very handsome, very hardworking, very brilliant and very intelligent, and a man that was gifted by God. And this lady was luring Joseph. He used to call him Josie boy. Josie boy. Joseph said, don't call me Josie, call me Joseph. But one day Joseph said something to her. When she begged Joseph and cornered Joseph, Joseph said, how can I do this great evil against God, not against Potiphar? Joseph knew that if he slept with this woman, he has hurt God. He has hurt Potiphar. And he will prefer to die than to hurt God. But Potiphar was not there. Potiphar would never have known that this happened. But when people don't fear God, they can do evil, they can do wrong, and they can therefore do something in a relationship that God will mark it for them. And I hope God has not marked, but it's a merciful God. You can yet go back now. He said, because He's witness. Whatever I do with my wife in our bedroom, nobody is there, but somebody is always there. Somebody is always there. Whatever you said to her, whatever she said to you, somebody is hearing it. When you got annoyed, you said, "Get out from here," and she fell down and got over it. And your wife said, "You beat me." You say, "I didn't beat you. You just came around and I did my hand like this. I didn't do anything. I just did my hand like this." You see, God saw what you did. God saw the anger in your heart. God saw why you did like that. And God saw that your wife is exaggerating what happened. Because sometimes they just go and exaggerate. See, look at what my husband did to me. Look at what my husband did. He just pushed me down and I broke my leg. It's not true, sister. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. You know, sometimes you just make something, magnify it, so that you can look at it to say the man has killed you. No. And so the way some of you are going, even if they solve that problem and they resolve that case, you still come back to the same bedroom and sleep. That's my fear. So the Bible says, His witness between thee and the wife of thy youth. Now, the wife of thy youth becomes a very critical matter for me in this verse. What he's telling me is that this man didn't used to be treacherous with his wife before. He didn't used to maltreat the wife before when they were young, when they were their youth, when he married the new. But as time has now progressed, the relationship has become so bad sometimes that they don't even talk to each other for months. That they have become separated to the point of living in different bedrooms or even in different houses. That they are just living and managing in the same house. There's no more relationship. Oh, it's a very, very, very terrible experience that several couples are going through. And their heart has almost left themselves. That somebody used to call honey, sweetie, sweetheart in days of your youth is now that woman. God will deal with you. And you say this in front of your children and they hear you. So what kind of family? And your children are growing with this. And one day your son told you, say, the day you touch my mother again, that day I will show you that I'm a man like you. That's what you have built. Friend, How did you allow the enemy like that? Because for some of you now, the enemy has entered. The enemy has taken over completely. Every small thing is wrongly interpreted. As he was telling me, he said, to the point that my wife doesn't greet me again. Even to greet me. I said, how do you know? How are you sure of what you are saying? Well, I'm telling you now. When you go and look at it very well, the man is seeing everything from a negative point of view. But friend, the wife of your youth, many of you, when you were young, when you just married your wife, it was wonderful, it was blissful. When you were not yet married and you were pursuing her, oh my God, you suffered indignities. The father told you all kinds of things, but you will still return. You begged God, you begged everybody. You are going for this relationship. Eventually, they contributed money, they did many things, and the marriage took place. And now, and at the beginning, it looked so rosy, so flamboyant, so flourishing. Oh, anybody that came to your house will go away jealous that my own is not like this. But over time, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because you don't know how to build a relationship. Don't know how to carry on with a relationship, which we must discuss. Because for every relationship, it is built. It doesn't just become good. And when the woman is getting after her first baby, sometimes not even after her baby, sometimes it is after the honeymoon. Even in the honeymoon, trouble has started. There are several men who are now living adultery outside because everything finished. Wine finished long ago. And now the woman, some of you, the woman has become for you, the carcass. They have used her. She's not as beautiful as those young, useless women you see outside. You are comparing yourself with an 18-year-old girl when your wife is already 43. And she has had 3 children for you. You see her breast is no longer straight. How can a woman that has delivered children and suckled children and have a straight breast? If you are not a foolish man, sorry I'm using that word for you, but that tells me that you are not thinking well. How can a woman still maintain figure 8 when she has hormonal changes and made her to go big? When you married her, what was her figure? Who disfigured her actually? If I want to use that word. Who made her to be big? Can't you see that the devil is cheating you? You're making it to compare your wife with a girl who has no responsibilities. This is a lady that for the past 15 years has lived with you. She has suffered with you. She has gone through travails with you. She has borne the brunt of living with you. When things were so terrible, she will go and sell firewood because of you. And now, the wife of you. And it can be the opposite, it can be on the other side. That because your husband has lost his job, because your husband is no longer as strong as he used to be, the man despising him. Excuse, the wife of you. The wife of you. God says, yet she's your companion and the wife of your covenant. Oh, I won't be able to deal with this. You see, what I'm trying to do now is all-encompassing, but it affects particularly the core family. And the core family is built on the relationship between one man and a woman. It is not 2 men or not homosexuals or 2 women lesbians. It is between one man and a woman. And if it fails, it has ripple effects. Children that come from terrible homes, some of them can never recover in life. And I want us to take time to beg God to show mercy. Yet, this lady that you have dealt treacherously with is the wife of, is thy companion, number 1. I will deal with that. Your companion, number 1. Number 2, the wife of your covenant. I wish I can read to you the thing you swore on your wedding day, the covenant you entered into. And God is a respecter of covenants. But I will stop here. I will only want to ask you, husband and wives, and or married, every one of you, in what areas have you dealt treacherously in a relationship? And I will pray with you. If God speaks to you right now, and you recover, and you go and apologize to the person you have been dealing treacherously with. When a man leaves his wife, that is the most common treachery. There are several others. You'll be keeping secret from your partner and so on. But the greatest of them is when you leave your marital home and you go outside and you're committing adultery. It's not only men that do it. Sometimes women want to retaliate. I wish I can tell you why it is easier for a man to do it. Sometimes when the man has done it, the man wants to retaliate, and both of them are now running outside to feel it. That's the most common unfaithfulness and treachery. And once unfaithfulness and treacherousness or treachery comes into a relationship, that relationship is going to have a problem. And God's purpose for that relationship, oh my God, may fail. That's my trouble. Young man, you're not married yet and you're having sex with this lady and breaking the heart of small girls. I hope you know that there's a day of judgment and that you're going to pay for it. Young lady, you're not yet married and all the parts of your body are being explored by men who will not marry you. And they are already spoiling you for your future husband. So I want to say to you very plainly that everything a man sows, and that anybody that commits sexual immorality sins against his own body. And that there are some sins you can commit and all of them will be forgiven, but they will leave a scar. And there are some things you do, demons. One of the ways to pass on demons from one person to another is through sexual intercourse. It's one of the mediums through which demons can be transferred. And many of you have become demonic. Many of you carry gonorrhea. You carry very terrible diseases. You have gone on antibiotics for long. You have changed several antibiotics. I'd like to pray with you. But the God of mercy will show you mercy. But there must be a turnaround. There must be a repentance. There must be a seeking after God. Once you are married forever, until death do you part. Can I beg you? I pray with you to turn away from treachery and turn to Jesus now. Father, I want to beg you. You said you are merciful. Let your mercy triumph over judgment. But even if a man has contracted venereal disease, but is repenting, visit him, turn around his case. I want to heal these homes that have been devastated by the enemy because we gave him an opportunity. Lord, let your word sink deep into our hearts and help us to respond appropriately. And grant that as many as are groaning and they are sorrowful over sin, that Lord will bring them out of it. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' name we pray.